Last spring, I felt the urge to take a solo trip. Having never traveled alone or really ever having been on my own, the idea felt daunting, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I needed to go out into the world and spend some quality time with myself. It was one of those things that, had I tried to talk myself out of it, I would have found no shortage of excuses. It's too expensive. Maybe it's selfish. The timing isn't right. Why wouldn't I want to travel with my husband or a friend? The list goes on. But I trusted that quiet feeling that this was something important. And now, just under a year later, I have just come home from spending the last few weeks on my own in a little town on the island of Sicily. And I wanted to make this video to document some of the things that I learned. Number 1, it is so valuable to listen to that quiet voice within. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this whole trip came about because I felt this little nudge from within that I needed to take some time for myself. And as I took that time, I heard it whispering to me more and more. Dreams, ideas, things I needed to confront or work through, conversations I needed to have, be it with someone else or with myself. I think we can so often dismiss those little nudges as crazy or unimportant or something for later, but I really think it's something sacred. Whatever you want to call it, be it intuition, your soul, God, the universe, or all of the above, I think that it's worth noting that the things that are placed on your heart, the dreams and desires and ideas, are very different from the ones that are placed on mine. And I think that that fact alone is reason enough to listen, to act on and to honor those things that our soul is speaking to us. And wouldn't you know it, the more I honored that internal voice, the more trust I built with myself, the more I heard it and the easier it was to identify. Which leads me to the next thing I learned. Number 2, you can trust yourself. I am not the only person to say this, but traveling on your own is such an incredible way to learn to trust yourself. I very quickly realized how heavily I rely on the people around me, often my husband, to take care of things. And while I am so grateful to have people I can lean on, let me just say that learning to rely on yourself, problem solve, to make plans, take the lead, is so refreshing and empowering. My trip started off with canceled flights and terrible rebookings, including an unexpected layover in a foreign city. And I joked to my husband that this trip had taught me so much without me even having to leave our apartment. But I can confidently now say that I navigated those hiccups and several more on my own, and that did nothing but build trust with myself. Okay, we are here. We're in Italy. We're in my little apartment for these few weeks, and I'm just getting ready to go out for the day. I feel like I don't film very much of me doing this, talking to the camera, but I figured I would try. I am just gonna pack my bag. I got this bag here. I had something very similar, but it was not real leather and it felt just cheap. And so one of the things that I had on my, one of two things I had on my list to look for while I was here was a real leather bag to replace that. And this I think is perfect. It fits anything and everything. So some things that I have been bringing with me absolutely everywhere I go are this book that I've been reading. It's called On the Calculation of Volume. It's the first of 7. It's quite good. It's very different from anything I've ever read before. The second is, of course, my journal. My journal that has both my notebook and my planner. So I can, sit at my coffee shop and make a list of to-dos for the day or journal my morning pages, whatever. And then I've been bringing my tripod and my camera with me everywhere I go to just try and capture the memories. This place is so beautiful. I feel like everywhere I turn is so picturesque and so inspiring. So those are some things that I'm bringing with me. Obviously my phone and my keys. I have my headphones in here. I'm actually gonna bring my laptop with me, which shockingly also fits in this bag, which is quite a feat because I have the larger MacBook, the 16-inch, I think. So for that to fit in a bag is pretty impressive. Anyway, I'm going to go to a cafe. I've been going to the same cafe. I love routine, and do my morning pages there, and then there is a library in kind of the main town square that is open on the weekdays. That has been such a sweet place for me to go and get work done. No matter how busy it is on the streets, you go into the library and it's silent. You feel like you are on this whole island by yourself. It's so peaceful. So I'm gonna do that and then see where the day takes us. Number 3, there is such beauty in the mundane. When I wrote out my intentions for this trip, I knew that while I could travel around and try and see as much as possible in these few weeks, that wasn't the trip I needed to have. Staying in one place really allowed me to settle into rhythms of daily life, which in turn provided the space I needed to do the internal reflections that I was wanting. Something as simple as coming to the same cafe almost every morning to drink my cappuccino and journal really helped ground me as I started my days. At the same time, being somewhere completely new and full of novelty to me, and yet looking around and seeing people living their normal, everyday lives was a contrast that really struck me. It made me ask myself, how many people come and visit the place that I call home and are filled with such wonder? And what would it be like to look at my own mundane life with that same lens? Number 4, nobody is looking at you, and that is a wonderful thing. I cannot be the only one that overanalyzes what I must look like to the world around me. I want to look busy, like I have someone or something demanding my attention. I want to look cool, whatever that means. But I really challenged myself during this trip to put down my phone and be present, even if that meant looking bored or making eye contact with strangers. I know, horrifying, right? And you know what I learned? No one was looking. How freeing. No one cared that I wasn't caught up in a string of emails or on the phone or texting nonstop. In fact, I think the Italians are onto something because as I looked around, it seemed I was not the odd one out. And number 5, it is cool to slow down. Speaking of putting my phone away, coming from North America, it seems that we have created this notion that if we are in a rush, we must be important. If we are glued to our phones, it must be because we are so high in demand we couldn't possibly look away to enjoy a cup of coffee or walk from point A to point B with our heads up. Being here in Italy made me realize how backwards we have it. What a luxury it is to be able to sit down and enjoy a coffee or a meal, or read a book in the park. What a luxury it is to be able to stop and say hello to a friend you pass on the street and not have to immediately rush off to something urgent. What a luxury it is to be able to walk at a slow pace and just enjoy the view. I've seen a lot of content lately about people going quote-unquote analog, and I think that's really saying something. That in an age where we have never had more access to technology and digital media, there is a growing desire to intentionally regress and step back into simpler ways. The understanding that more is not always more. Anyway, I hope that part of this resonated with you or inspired you to listen to whatever it is that your soul has been whispering to you lately. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.